Hi, yogis. Welcome to our summer slowdown. This is a full-length restorative yoga class with me, Lizzie Lasater. A free full-length yoga class goes out every month via our new moon mail. I'll put the link below so you can subscribe there. We create something different every month to support your practice and your teaching. Today, we're focusing on restorative yoga because it's summer, it's July, and I've just returned from a family vacation. I wrote something for my newsletter, my Sunday Shavasana newsletter. I'll include the link to that below as well. And this is sort of our theme for today. The fantasy of a vacation is that everything will be different, easier. I'll float through the day effortlessly. The children will behave, my body will behave, my partner will behave, and my mind will behave. It's a big one. Because on holiday, everything should conspire to give me a frictionless experience of pleasure, right? Those are kind of our expectations, our assumptions, mine. Anyway, leave a comment below if this resonates. I personally see every single comment on my YouTube channel. When this inevitably doesn't happen on vacation, I'm doubly disappointed, despite knowing that children, the body, relationships, and my mind don't work like that. But the only thing I can control, and believe me, I'm learning this slowly, is softening into the experience that I'm actually having, letting go of my rigid fantasy and instead opening to what is rain, headaches, disappointments, arguments, and all. So I had a different class planned for us this month, a different practice for today. But what I realized is this sense of vacation, of rest and ease that I so desperately crave in the summer is actually available to us all anytime on our mat via restorative yoga. And so we don't need to travel 8 hours and take a ferry and go to an island in the Mediterranean, as I've just done, where anyway, we bring our mind with us and there are sort of new troubles that bubble up with travel, with being out of our comfort zone, with eating at strange times, etc. But I want to ground into the knowledge and the experience that cultivating a sense of ease, a sense of vacation mindset, vacation body set, the inner experience of relaxation and ease is available to me anytime, including right now. We're going to practice 3 poses together. I've also put together a little sequence sheet for you. I'll include the link below to the Google Doc. You can download and print that. We're going to do Supta Baddha Konasana, supported bound angle pose, Viparita Karani, which is an elevated legs up the wall pose, and Stonehenge Shavasana, which is one of my favorites. Okay, in terms of props, you'll need a bolster, a couple blocks, and some blankets. A strap is also nice to have. The Viparita Karani is an inversion, so contraindications include pregnancy, menstruation, anything going on with the eyes like glaucoma, any pain or discomfort in the pose. Please use your common sense. This is a yoga class on YouTube. So let's move to the mat and get started. Last thing I'll say, you can find everything I'm doing here at lizzie.yoga. That's a shortcut that takes you straight to my website where you can find my newsletter, my retreats, my spirit jewelry. Everything is there. Okay, so we'll start with Supta Baddha Konasana, which is a supported, very slight back bend. It's about opening and not about stretching. That's a key thing to understand if you're new to restorative yoga, as opposed to yin yoga. Restorative yoga, we want to create a position of comfort and ease for the physical body to support relaxation and health. So I'm going to take a bolster and 2 props, 2 blocks to set myself up. The bolster goes here under the spine, and the 2 blocks, I'm going to set them on the lowest setting and the medium setting. So it's a little lower than sometimes we show it in the restorative trainings, but I've been playing with this recently and really liking it. It feels stable. So now I'm going to take two blankets and I'm going to roll them for my knees to support the knees. Interestingly, I'm not going to my maximum range of motion here. Take my yoga blanket, fold it, and roll it along the short side. And I'm making two of those, one for each outer leg. Okay, that's going to go here and here. Now, for my head, neck, and shoulders, you can fold a blanket. We teach a way to do that in our restorative yoga trainings. Our next one, by the way, is coming up in March. So stay tuned to the newsletter for when enrollment opens for that in the new year. We only do the online restorative yoga teacher training once a year. So what I'm going to do today is a pillow, which feels really good and is really simple. Simple is good. That's here. Okay, we definitely want something to cover the eyes. That's a key component of restorative yoga as well. It's a condition for relaxation that the nervous system experiences darkness. Let me look in my box of tricks here. Here we go. This is one of my third eye masks. I'm going to take another blanket to cover myself up. Let me show you this. This is also available if you go to lizzie.yoga. Third eye mask, sterling silver button. And what's great about it for restorative yoga is it attaches, of course, to your head. So you can, you're like restorative ready at any moment. Okay, I have a timer for us. So I will be keeping track of the time. What we're going to do now is move our body into the position. Again, you're looking for comfort, really like maximum comfort. So change anything that doesn't work for you and take an extra moment now. Put your phone on airplane mode, close the door to the room where you're practicing. Tell your roommates, children, partner that you need some space. And any last things, go to the bathroom, drink a glass of water, get your physical body ready to receive this pose. I'm going to sit right in front of my bolster, like that. Make sure there's no gap between the sacrum and the bolster. And then I'm going to move this support all the way in. So it's not just supporting the tip of the knee, I'm moving it all the way in towards the body, both sides. Yes, yes, yes. And the feet, sometimes it's taught in this pose to pull the feet really close into the body. That's not how I practice it. Give yourself some spaciousness here. Okay, just now I'm going to put a blanket over myself for warmth. Again, one of the triggers of relaxation for the nervous system. I have forgotten something for the arms. I need one more blanket. So I'm going to take this blanket for the arms. I'll show you how it works. I'm sitting in front. The problem is if I don't support the arms, they're going to hang a little bit in the shoulder joint as I come into the pose. And we're going to stay. So I'm going to set my timer for us. Okay, come down. Take your pillow and make sure the neck and the head are supported. We like this a little bit of an angle here. So the forehead is above the chin. Cover the eyes. And now I'm going to wrap the arms. So I open my blanket here and I bring it up over the shoulders. And then I reach under and tuck the blanket tightly underneath. So this hand, let me see if you can see that. This hand is tucking so that, oh yeah. So it's kind of a swaddle, a grown-up swaddle, if you know that from babies. And if you don't like this feeling of being held, if it's too tight for you, then you just support the arms with pillows or blankets. Take a couple deep breaths here. And let yourself settle and receive the pose. When our time is up, I'll bring us back together for the next pose. Inhale your breath. Exhaling, unwind and close your legs, taking your time in transition. Press yourself up to sitting. Close your eyes now and check in with your internal state. How do you feel in your body right now? In a single word, how would you describe your internal state? This pose that we just practiced, Supta Baddha Konasana, is the number one pose for fertility for both men and women, also for menstruation, irregularities, issues. Beschwerden is the German word, complaints. It's wonderful for grief because we're open, but we're held. Now we're going to do an inversion, Viparita Karani, elevated legs up the wall. This means our pelvis is up on the bolster, the heart and the head are lower down, and the feet are up against the wall. Again, not for you if you're menstruating today, just skip ahead to the shavasana. Not for you if you're pregnant, not for you if you have a headache, anything going on in your sinuses or your eyes, pressure in the eyes. All right, let's move to the wall. Move your mat to the wall. You'll need a bolster, a strap, a sandbag if you have it is really wonderful, and two blankets. So I'm going to reset over at the wall. Let yourself move slowly now. I'm so used to rushing in my life. I always say I'm a time optimist, very optimistic about everything I can get done. And that leads to rushing. So intentionally now, as we move to the next restorative pose in the sequence, can you take all of the actions that you need to take to set yourself up with a quality of mindfulness, which means your attention coincides with your actions. So it's as I'm folding the blanket, I'm just folding the blanket. I'm present with the sensations that are arising as I fold the blanket, as I put my pillow back onto my chair. As I set up the bolster, one bum's width, we sometimes say foot width or hip distance or something. You need a little bit of space for your bum on this side between the bolster and the wall. So mine is about the distance between my pinky and my thumb. Then I'm going to take a blanket, open it up, and fold it lengthwise here for the spine. This blanket is for my feet when we get up there. And I'm going to get my sandbag. What I love about the sandbag is the heaviness, the pressure that it provides on the low back, actually, against the bolster. So we're going to roll ourselves in to the pose. You roll Let the feet come up. Adjust yourself so that your tailbone ideally is looking down the far side of the bolster. It's a slight back bend in the lumbar spine, which counteracts what I know I do most of my workday, which is sit. So I cover ready. If you have a strap, now you're going to put a strap here below the knees. And it doesn't need to be super tight. It's just keeping them from falling apart, the legs. Everyone is going to do this. Put a blanket over your heels now. So first put the strap on if you're using it and put it over your feet here. It's padding my foot against the wall. If you have a sandbag, you don't need the strap. And you're going to distribute the weight evenly on top of the feet. And this leans against the wall. All right, I'm going to set a timer for us all. If your feet start to tingle or you become uncomfortable in any way, of course, empower yourself to make a change or come out of the pose. This is an estimate of a time, a length of time that works for most people. Cover your eyes now. Any last adjustments? Open the arms wide. I like to sit on the little finger side of the hand, so not palms turned up, but turned in towards the little finger side. And lengthen the inhale here. Lengthen the exhale. Soften the lips, soften the tongue away from the roof of the mouth. Soften internally, energetically. Scan your body for anywhere that's gripping or holding on, and gently invite it to let go. A few minutes of silence, and then I'll bring us back together. Inhale your breath. Exhaling, slowly bend your knees. And roll yourself to the side. Press yourself up to sitting. Let's ask the same question now. Close your eyes. In a single word, how do you feel? It's time for shavasana. I'm going to move my mat away from the wall. We'll take 2 blocks and a bolster. Set ourselves up with a pillow to support the head and neck. Cover the eyes. Cover ourselves with a blanket. Once again, as we transition to our final pose, invite yourself to slow down and move mindfully. Put your attention into the movements. This is part of the restorative yoga practice. The blocks are symmetrical and the bolster goes across. We call the setup Stonehenge for obvious reasons. And the previous pose, legs up the wall, is really good for exhaustion, for jet lag, when you feel when you have extra fluid in your legs, when you've been standing up, when you feel like your life has become a marathon. It's a wonderful 10-minute reset. We practice that pose for 10 minutes. The Shavasana now, this variation is really great for lower back pain and exhaustion, of course. It's incredibly soothing and down regulating to your nervous system to be in one position and not move, as we did in each of the 2 poses and now in this Shavasana. Let me get my pillow. Make any last adjustments now to increase your level of comfort. Maybe you want to put on socks, change anything about your environment, close the curtains, etc. Support the backs of your knees fully on the bolster, and the feet are slightly lower than the knees. That is normal. I'm going to roll my calf flesh out. This blanket is going to cover my legs. Once again, I have my eye cover ready. And this blanket now, as I come down, I lengthen my rib cage away from my pelvis. making sure there's a lot of contact between my lower back and the yoga mat. Then I'm going to take this blanket, open it up, and wrap it around the pelvis. Tuck it under, side, 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 side. Feels so good. You can even put a second blanket on top for more weight there. And tuck the pillow in. Let me set a timer for us. Cover your eyes. Brain waves in shavasana, in a restorative shavasana, the brain waves measurably slow down. Exhaling here, letting go of any effort. There's nothing you need to do here. There's no one you need to serve here. There's no one you need to be. Nothing left to do. Let yourself be held by the props, by the floor, by this moment, and held by the silence. In a few minutes, I'll bring us back together and we'll say goodbye. Inhale your breath. Exhaling, begin to move. Bend your knee and then the other one. Roll yourself to the side. And press yourself up to sitting. Once again, close your eyes and interrogate how you feel right now. What's a word, a single word, that describes your internal experience? Type that below in the YouTube comments. I'd love to see how you feel after this practice. 3-pose restorative yoga practice: Supta Baddha Konasana, Viparita Karani, Stonehenge Shavasana. Thank you so much for your practice. I'm going to send you away with a journaling prompt. Reminder, the sequence and the journaling prompt, everything you need is in the link in the YouTube description for this summer slowdown class, as well as the link to subscribe to our new moon mail we send once a month with these classes directly into your inbox. Okay, here's the prompt. So set your timer for 10 minutes and don't think, just write in response to this question. Where do I need to say yes? And where do I need to say no? Inhaling your breath, open the palms away from the body. With an exhalation, bring them together in front of your heart. Namaste. May we live like the lotus at home in the muddy water. What a delight it is to share this practice with you. Please find everything I'm doing at Lizzie, Lizzie.yoga. And we'll see you on the next new moon.